Oh, straight in. Alright, so welcome to Arabia. And we've got Alpha Leopard here in the red. As Egyptians. Up against Mumbo Captain in the yellow. As Babylonians. I don't know if you can actually climb up that bit or not. We'll have to see. Maybe you can. Alpha Leopard clearing the hunt. He's going to look at going for it. I don't know if Mumbo Captain can actually get down there or not. Hoping he's got a hunt sort of here or here as well. Just that early game economy. Yeah, he does. Nice. So he's got an ox cart being Babylonian, so he can up and move pretty easily. Babs is a nice sieve for a map like this. They might want to kill a deer. Transferring everything over now as well. Alpha Leopard actually bring the priestess to empower for the increased drop off. Does mean he's going to actually train villagers slower. So overall I don't think this is actually worth it. I think he's actually better off just leaving it at the town centre. But bear in mind when he gets age 2 he is going to get a second one for free. As long as he's got population space to fit it when he ages up. Already found another hunt. So you do have to sort of either expand toward your opponent and stay on hunts, or expand along the shelf and get an early market in Arabia. And eventually you're going to want to have to do both. If things are going well, or at least evenly. There is a little bit of fishing that can be done on this map, but it's really inconsistent. Like a lot of these ponds might not actually have schools of fish. This one doesn't, this one does. This one doesn't, and then we don't really know about the others just yet because the players haven't scouted them. So it is one of those maps that is predominantly just a land only map. Though occasionally you will see people get the one-off dock and one fishing boat just to get a little bit of food. Or if they go for 2 docks and 2 boats, they can actually get the first food or the first fishing tech, but other than that it's not really worth it. Like you wouldn't get the second and third, for instance. Alpha Leopard going on the stone there for a town centre. Mumbo Captain getting a ziggurat. Right next to the TC actually, this is... I guess it must have come from AoE 4 or just wanting to save space. He's actually left the hunt now and going on the stone mine. And also just saturating the berries once again. So both our players not spending any gold so far. No hunting dogs. Might be able to get handsaw. And maybe even see a garden here from Mumbo Captain. So Alpha's age up not too far behind his opponents. He's getting hunting dogs now. And he will fit in the priestess. There you go. So he's going to want to add a house straight away anyway here. But I'm going to go for a barracks as well. Try and empower it and get some early axemen out probably. Possibly spearmen if Mumbo Captain actually gets a stables down. Empowering the TC now. This is a good idea. We'll have that reduced villager train time once again. Brings it in line with the other civs. In fact, Babs and empowered Egyptian villagers take an extra second because Egyptians, if they get Touch of Ra, then the empowerment does improve to being 15 seconds or just under it. And Babylonian, obviously, if you get a couple of gardens, you'll start to dip below the regular train time. sorry, a couple gets you down to the same amount, and then more beyond that lowers you beyond it. So no military just yet, but Alpha not far away after training it. It just might need to cancel a villager or two and queue up something. More stone and a fair bit more wood to actually get his age up. I mean his town center and get some more army out. Go for a third priestess by the look of it. And he's empowering the barracks, but at the moment not training out of it. He could have the empowering the town center. I think could be more worthwhile. In fact, he's putting it on the stone, but he's pretty much got the stone that he needs. So second TC here for Mumbo Captain, who's population capped at the moment. Gonna want to throw down a TC house somewhere. Gonna get loom while the TC's building, but there we go. There's the house. Got these over here. He's been meaning to build, but he didn't finish them, which is a bit of a shame. So you might want to send a villager over there, because at the moment they're just eating up 100 wood in total. You know, you could have a stables or get another garden or two. So there we go, sending a villager over to finish them. Just thinking, what the hell's happened there? Empowering that storehouse, I like empowering the TC. You can probably shift to another hunt here and empower that, or go for a second TC over here. So generally people get it up on the high ground because it's nice and safe once you start walling off. A bit like what Mumbo Captain's doing here. Still creeping towards the resources further away from his initial town center. This is actually a little bit greedy, but at the same time, if he gets the walls off, it's really quite good in the late game. Helps really protect most of the way up his caravan line. More gardens here for Mumbo Captain. So looking to try and stay even or ahead on eco. 27 to 24 villages in favour of Mumbo Captain. So both players have access to age 2 via a building. So that discrepancy is not because of innate civ differences, just because of differences in playstyle. Little things Alpha's not been doing, like having a constant empowerment and, you know, constantly training, because you can cancel an axeman or two here, have 2 villagers training, and then, you know, have another house or 2 on the way. Getting a little watch post though, I do like this. He's making sure he's got good vision, but it is expensive to place multiple at the same time like that unless you're ahead. Like he's got 4 or 5 out there. That's enough to, you know, add 3 or 4 houses, or add 1 or 2 in a barracks, you know. He's only got hunting dogs so far. He probably could get handsaw here. He's got plenty of food in the bank. Mumbo Captain, a little bit less food and gold in the bank, but a bit more in the way of wood in the bank. So he probably could start on military production, get a stables, get a range, get a bit done. Especially because Alpha so far has only got axemen. So lances or bowmen would really eat up that. A couple of spears being thrown in the mix here. Alpha, he probably needs to get conditioning, even get Spearman Champion if he really intends on investing in a lot of Spearmen. Double stables there for Mumbo Captain. So ideally Alpha will get stables eventually. Ideally Mumbo Captain's going to follow up with the ranges. You know, get 2 or 3 stables, get an archery range. And then really only worry about Spearmen once you see camels. Add some barracks then. Alpha Leopard trying to go for a bit of a push here. He might be able to delay stables here. He's not actually watching at the moment, so this is the problem when the players that aren't higher level go for little raids like this, is they often don't tend to watch what's actually happening here. You know, lose a unit or 2 or give away what they're trying to do. So Lancers will be a really nice unit against Axemen. Maybe not 1 versus 4, but anything less than that, it's going to be a favourable trade towards the Babylonian player. Picker's Gloves for Mumbo Captain. Alpha Leopard hasn't been on the berries yet, and he's already got Picker's Gloves before he's even transitioned, which, depending on how quickly he just finished the tech, it could be really, really efficient. Just a couple of spearmen in the mix, and he gets a good idea of what's in Mumbo Catton's base. See that he's going for a few lances, going to get conditioning. He's going to want to switch to stables, which he'll do right now. It's a really good play there. Well, range for Mumbo Catton, so these guys, at least they're looking at making the right units to follow up what they've already got. You know, that's always the best thing you can do. Lance is going to be able to clean up one of these watch posts, or maybe pick off one of these units, but the Axeman, there is a couple of spears in the mix. Mumbo Catton going to get his bowman, but we are going to see slingers and camels here for Alpha Leopard. So 40 villages to 55. So Mumbo Catton does have a stronger eco at the moment. Sorry, I was paused a little bit earlier there. Silver Age now for Mumbo Catton. At least these guys definitely trying to field a rounded out comp. Alpha Leopard really needs to get some houses down though. Trailing in terms of population, he's got plenty of resources in the bank actually, far more than Mumbo Catton, but at the same time he just needs to spend up, get a few camels. Get age 3 on the way potentially here. Mumbo Catton, age 3 already finished, getting hunting dogs now. I don't even know if he's actually doing any gathering from the hunts at the moment. But he can come back down and finish this off. A lot of lancers, no Lancer Champion or Bowman Champion just yet. Here we go, double stables production, but Alpha Leopard probably needs to get villager production going, get a few more houses going down around the place. Mumbo Catton, reinforced cart here. Regen, garrison, and health for ox carts. A handy tech, I guess. Does make them harder to snipe. And yeah, Alpha Leopard is just sending his camels straight out to the center of the map. He probably needs to get his whole army together and just look at maybe trying to take a fight. Right now, he does have the edge in the fact that there's no true counter to the camels yet in Mumbo's comp. He doesn't have any of his own spearmen. He's age 3, but he doesn't have, you know, Lancer Champion or melee armor or any mounted archers. Well, Mumbo Catton, his eco is coming along really well. 61 vils to 47. His Alpha Leopard, while he's been housed, has been missing villager production. And even when he's not been housed, he's been missing it on the second town centre a little bit. Temple set on the way, so his age 3 times, not too delayed. He's got an immense gold bank, but going into age 3 does mean he can spend it up on some very handy upgrades. And camels would proper counter for ranged. Axemen a counter for anything that's just small and massed up. So funnily enough, does make them better against ranged and against any sort of infantry. Health too. Health is just all round good. Like damage is just all round good. Either of those stats on your champion upgrades are just make them a very, very important upgrade to get. Even with the Lancer Champion, there is camels and there is Axemen in the mix, so this may not be the best of fights for Mumbo Catton, but when he is taking damage, so if the Ox Cart gets picked off, all these guys are going to have to distance gather. So maybe that upgrade was a bit of forethought there, but he's not able to save those guys just yet. Alpha Leopard getting some armory upgrades. Mumbo Catton well ahead on population, but it is mostly in eco at the moment, which is being harassed. The champion lancers with temper, with scale mail, can be very tough to deal with now, even with camels, because Alpha does need to get camel champ. So a little bit of extra health, and probably get some chariots. I mean, spears and slingers will probably just get wrecked by the lancers. A lot of camels there for Alpha, so he's able to really clean up the lancers at the moment. This attack by Mumbo is going to be repelled just by the mass lancers, because both of these units are countered by them. Even with the charge attack, Mumbo's going to have to eventually back off a little. Alpha could be raiding over here, but Mumbo safe and sound at the moment. Overall, I think Mumbo's got just enough to clean up the camels, and once he's got them down, everything else is just going to melt. So Alpha probably needs to up the pressure here, try and raid the berries, or just bring things back. He's got his age 3 town center now, so he can try and park across a couple of gold and stone mines and transition to farms, get some elephants out. Mumbo Cat trying to go back onto the gold. Trying to shift this berries maybe. Taking a bit of damage from the camels once again. But he is just coming along nicely, getting his armory upgrades. Still ahead on population. 81 villages to 43, so even though Alpha's managed to be doing a fair bit of raiding, he needs to get more eco going here. Use the town center, he can kill off these boars. There's some berries over here, or just transition to farms, get, you know, plow and just add 15 to 20 farms. Alpha doing a fair bit more raiding now. Always nice to see, getting a bit of damage done. But Camel champ, no Axeman champion yet. Mumbo's over on that gold mine, and he's looking like he's in good shape overall economically. He's got so much wood in the bank, he probably could just get a few of his wood gatherers onto gold or food at the moment. Maybe even stone, just for fortresses in late game. Getting some walls or towers. Nice raid here from Mumbo Cat and cleaning up a lot of gold gatherers, and Alpha's eco certainly not in the shape that Mumbo Cat's is, so if Alpha takes a bad fight here, it's all over. A few more villagers getting picked off. This third town center's not going to be up much longer. So Alpha's going to try and get a bit of damage done with his camels. You just can't quite see what's on the gold mine there. And if his scout came past and there was any other civ here with a storehouse, he would know about it. Because it's Babylonians, he can't actually tell without leaving the villages, leaving the scout there. Might be a nice catch here for Alpha Leopard at the moment. He does have quite a few upgrades. Is lacking the age 3 damage Mumbo Cat's got for melee. A few spears in the mix now. Not quite enough to turn this fight around though, so a few villages are going to get taken out here. A few stables delayed there. The lancers between spears, camels and chariots. It's tough for them to stay around there. Alpha training villagers once again. And he's actually doing a little bit of fishing. Probably could do with a fishing boat at this one. In fact, this is really lucky. 2 schools of fish. You never see it. 32 vills to 89 though. Alpha Leopard needs to protect these villages on the gold. Still getting a couple around Mumbo Cat's base here. Mumbo Cat's still training him up to 90 vills now. Alpha Leopard looking to get on this gold mine, but he'll be forced off it by Mumbo Cat, and he's already gathering over there. Nice little lead over his opponent, and taking out that third town center, well, second town center, the third's over here. Taking out one of the town centers has really put Alpha Leopard behind. He's running out of gold. We'll have to try and get another town center up to really secure that, and even possibly get over here in the meantime, because he's really out of gold at the moment. Mumbo Cat Trying to harass the dock. Hasn't brought everything though, so... The spears are going to trade pretty cost effectively here. They might not win overall, but... They are going to trade really cost effectively. Those camels, obviously more expensive than the spears. In fact, the units show up in time to save them. It's a nice fight there for Mumbo Cat. Not so nice for Alpha Leopard. Mumbo Cat going to age 4 now. Shield Trust too. Alpha Leopard still really quite gold stuff. Just now finishing up that third town center. And this time Mumbo Cat, I don't think he's... Oh, he can see it because of the watch post. That's really quite lucky, but at the same time, really tough for Alpha Leopard. So it's good. Maybe not luck, maybe it's precision and skill. Still good placement there. The third town center is going to get taken out for a second time. Or second town center, I should say. So Alpha Leopard's not actually gathering here. Trying to take the fight, actually. The third town center's fallen. A lot of axemen in the mix, but there's just too many lances here for Mumbo Cat. Alpha Leopard getting back on the gold mine, and he's on gold over here in the far corner, but that's about it. Mumbo Cat and Eco in great shape. Age 4, 90 villages. Gonna get his 4th town center somewhere. Alpha Leopard at the moment, 44 pop, 26 villages. It's looking really dire. Adding some more stables. One last hurrah. His opponent sending everything in. More villages. Getting caught out. Deleting one of the stables for something. I think this may be it. Lances tearing in at 1,000,000 miles an hour. GG. Mumbo Cat's done it. Total War even coming in. Really been studying his Babylonian. The villager population. Just a little bit more consistent production there for Mumbo Cat. Yeah, just commenting on Total War. It's an upgrade that often gets forgotten about by people that aren't bad mains.